All right. Good day, yogis. This is Stephen Chang coming to you live from Simha Yoga Lab in Jersey City, New Jersey. Please visit my website, simhayoga.com, for the full streaming schedule, as well as my payment information for Venmo and for PayPal. Venmo is my preferred way of payment, and my handle is Simha Yoga Lab. And the 4-digit ID code, if you're prompted for verification, is 8096. Costs are $10 if you're having a difficult time right now. $5 is fine, but please do the best you can. I'm streaming on Instagram and on Facebook, as well as then uploading the videos onto my YouTube channel, Simha Yoga Lab. So please visit any of those platforms and practice anytime. Please share with your friends and let people know practice is happening. Right? So I need your help with word of mouth, so please share. Today's class is open flow. It is a level 1, level 2. For those of you who are working with special conditions, limitations, or injuries, be very mindful that if I'm working a little bit out of your range, that you do make some good decisions about what you should and should not do in this practice, right? So be very mindful not to overdo anything and create any injuries or perpetuate any injuries. Those of you who are looking to come to class, to in-studio class, please go to my website again. There is a section of instructions in pink. So look for that section. There is a waiver for you to download so that you can e-sign. And then when you email me for pre-registration for class, please make sure that you attach that waiver. It is very important for liability. And then also your email for pre-registration acts as contact tracing in case I need to get in touch with anybody. Okay, so let's sit up tall. For those of you with tight hips, tight lower back, please elevate and either sit up on a block, a blanket, or a towel. It could also be a book. All right, palms face up, fingers come together on Mudra, thumb and index fingers touching. Grounding evenly through your seat. Lengthy tall spine, shoulders are broad, breath deep. Let your inhale even out with your exhale. Three arms together, inhale. Keeping the eyes closed, hands together in prayer on front of the heart, pressing the thumbs into your heart, heart back into your thumbs, lifting the heart up toward the sky, setting your intention for your yoga practice, devoting your practice to someone or something, or to yourself, your supreme self that lives within your heart. Mantra for purification, purifying the space in which you practice yoga. Call and response. Om Pavitraha, Om Pavitraha, Pavitrawa, Pavitrawa, Sarva Vashtan, Sarva Vashtan, Gato Piwa, Yaha Smarit, Budrikaksham, Sapahya, Dihyandraha, Suchihi. Beginning to open the eyes, palms face up. Inhale, lengthen through the spine. Exhale, right ear to the right shoulder, right hand to the left side. Elongate through the left side of the neck. And take the chin toward the right shoulder. Release back to center, drop the right hand, left ear to the left shoulder, left hand to the right side. And the chin toward the left shoulder. Release back to center, drop left hand, chin toward the chest. Big circles with the head one direction. Ear to one side, roll it back. Opposite side, roll it center. A few more rounds at your own pace. Take the chin back to center and pause, and then take it the opposite direction. And come back to center again. Lift the chin parallel to the floor, a neutral spine. Coming off your blocks and extend the legs forward, separating the feet. Hands supporting to either side and turn your toes toward each other. And then roll out, draw in, roll out, draw in. Outer rotation, circling. Back to center, switch them around, inner rotation. And come back to center again, cross your shins, opposite shin on top. Raise the arms up high and extend, twist to the right. Inhale back to center. Exhale, other side. Back to center again. Side bends, right hand down, left arm overhead. Take it back to center. Other side. Center again, legs forward, forward fold. Take it back up, swing the legs back behind you, down dog. Start to pedal out. And coming back to down dog, inhale, forward into plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Raise your right leg up. Right knee in toward the nose. Kick it up and step the right foot forward, low lunge. And then raise the arms high for high lunge. Lengthen front leg and reach up. Bend the front knee, arms alongside. Inhale, lengthen, reach up. Bend the front knee, arms alongside. Inhale, reach up, and then hands to the floor. Keep your left hand down and raise your right arm up to twist. Lengthen your right leg, reach your right arm back and down. Bend the front knee, circle your right arm forward and up 3 times. Lengthen, reach back and down. Bend and circle it up. Lengthen, reach back and down. Lengthen, circle it up. And right hand behind you and twist. Raise your right arm back up. Warrior 1. Ground the back heel down, arms high. Open it up. Warrior 2. Reverse warrior. Side angle. Right hand inside the foot, left arm up. For those of you who need to modify because touching down is difficult, you can take the right arm to top the right leg and left arm reaching up. Inhale, take back up. Reverse warrior. And then hands to the floor, right foot stepping back, plank. Inhale, one breath. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Left heel up. Left knee in toward the nose. Kick it up. Step the left foot forward. Low lunge. Raise the arms high for high lunge. Lengthen out the front leg, reach up. Bend the front knee, arms alongside. Lengthen, reach up. Bend the front knee, arms alongside. Lengthen, reach up. Bend the front knee and then hands to the floor. Right hand stays down. Left arm up to twist. Then lengthen out your left leg. Reach your left arm back and down. Bend the front knee, circle it forward and up. Lengthen, back and down. Bend and circle it up. Lengthen back and down. Bend and circle it up. Half side and twist deeper. Raise your left arm back up, hand to the floor, and then warrior 1. Open it up, warrior 2, reverse warrior, side angle. Taking the hand to the inside of the foot, or modifying elbow to top leg, right arm reaching up. Inhale, take back up. Reverse warrior, Hands to the floor, left foot stepping back plank. Inhale, one breath. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Right heel up. Right knee in toward the nose. Kick it up. Open up the hips. Bend the right knee. Extend the right foot back up. Step it forward. Warrior one. Wrap the hands back behind you. Interlace. Lift up, gaze upwards. Bow forward, devotional. Stay in that forward fold. Release your hands to the floor. Walk your left hand slightly further back and lean the torso back so you're roughly 90 degrees, right? Perpendicular between your torso and your right leg. Raise your right arm up to twist into a half bind. Raise your right arm back up. Right hand to the ins of the right foot. Lengthen out the right leg. Triangle. Right? If this is difficult for your hamstrings and it's too tight for you, then come up and take the right hand higher up the shin so you're a little bit more elevated, and that should be a lot easier for you to get into your triangle. Inhale, take it back up. Reverse triangle, stretch out the other side, and then bend in front knee, hands to the floor, right foot back plank. Inhale, one breath. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Left heel up. Left knee in toward the nose. Kick it up. Open up the hips. Bend the left knee. Left knee to outside the left arm and touch. Kick it back up. Step the left foot forward. Warrior one. Wrapping your hands back behind you, interlace. Take the other thumb on top. Broaden your shoulders. Look up. Bow forward. Devotional warrior. Stay in that forward fold. Release your hands to the floor. Lift your torso up slightly and walk your right hand further back. So again, about 90 degrees between your torso and the left leg forward. Raise your left arm up to twist. Half bind behind you to deepen your twist. Raise your left arm back up. Left hand to the inside of the foot. And start to lengthen out the left leg. Raise your right arm up for triangle. So that's difficult, right? You can keep the left knee bent. Come all the way up. And then lengthen out the left leg and take that left hand to the shin. Right? So those are different ways of coming into the same place. Right? A modified versus a full version of the pose. Inhale, come all the way up. Reverse triangle. And then bending the front knee, hands to the floor. Left foot back, plank. Inhale, one breath. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Raise your right leg up. Right knee in toward the nose. Kick it up. Open up the hips. Bend the right knee outside the right arm and touch. Kick it back up. Knee comes in to twist. Kick it back up. Stepping. Right foot forward. Warrior one. Left hand to catch your right wrist. Extend up. Side bending to the left. Take it back up. Switch hands. Extend. Side bending to the right. Take it back to center. Hands together in prayer. Interlace. Press forward. Lengthen front leg and reach up. Bend the front knee. Press forward and twist. Square center. Lengthen. Reach up. Bend the front knee. Press forward and twist. Square center. Lengthen. Reach up. Bend. Press forward and twist. Stay twisting. Right hand behind you. Lean forward. Left elbow outside the right knee. And twist into that line. Inhale, all the way back up. Reverse warrior. Extended side angle. Left palm to face down and reach forward. So again, if you need to modify, you can take the elbow to the top of the leg. And the left palm to face down to reach forward. Inhale, take it back up. Reverse warrior. Lengthen out the right leg. So again, triangle, right hand directly to the floor or right hand to the shin. And again, left palm facing down, extended triangle. Take it back up. Reverse triangle. Bend the front knee, hands to the floor. Right foot back plank. Inhale, one breath. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Left heel up. Left knee in toward the nose. Kick it up, open up the hips, bend the left knee. Left knee outside of left arm and touch. Kick it back up. Knee comes into twist. Kick it back up. Step left foot forward. Warrior one. Right hand to touch your left wrist. Extend up and side bending to the right. Take it back up to vertical, switch hands, extend, side bending to the left. Back to center, hands together in prayer. Interlace the other thumb on top, press forward. Lengthen front leg, reach up. Bend the front knee, press forward and twist. Square center, lengthen, reach up. Bend, press forward and twist. Center, lengthen, reach up. Bend, press forward and twist. Stay twisting here. Left hand behind you. Lean forward. Right arm out of left knee. And twist deeper. Release. Up and around. Warrior two. Reverse warrior. Extended side angles. Again, modifying elbow tip leg. Or hand to the floor, right palm facing down and reach forward. Take it back up. Reverse warrior. Lengthen out the left leg. Extended triangle. So again, hand to top of the shin or to the floor. Right palm facing down and reach forward. Take it back up. Reverse triangle. Bend the front knee, hands to the floor. Left foot stepping back, plank. Inhale, one breath. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Within the down dog, press firmly into your hands. Roll the eyes of the elbows forward and start to bend the elbows so that you're almost all the way down with your forearms. And then lift all the way back up 3 times. Bend and lower. Lift. Bend and lower. Lift. Now let's do that with your legs. Bend your knees, but stay on your tiptoes. Lengthen out the legs. Bend the knees. Lengthen out the legs. Bend the knees. Lengthen out the legs. Let's do the arms and the legs at the same time. Bend and lengthen. Bend and lengthen. Bend and hold. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lengthen it all out. Stepping your left foot forward, low lunge, right foot forward, standing forward bend. I'll face you. So for those of you at home with blocks, take a block to the inner thighs and squeeze. If you have blankets or towels, take into both a bolster, squeeze. If you don't have any props, hands, 2 fists, squeeze. Right? So just make sure that you sit down properly, right? It is a little bit shaky with your hands because of the knuckles and your flesh. Right? So obviously, the best is if you have a block or even a book, right? Squeeze. Activate your quads. Strengthen your legs with your tail reaching back, crown of the head reaching upwards and forwards. Find a length of your spine the best you can. Make sure that your knees are slightly drawn back so that you can see your toes and you're not with your knees too far forward, right? And hold. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lengthen out the legs, come up. If you have your feet separated, you just can keep your feet separated like this, and as if you're squeezing the inner thighs together. Hands to the waist, draw the elbows back, lift the heart center up, and lean back. All right, so I'm doing this without the blocks. If you are with the blocks or your blanket, you're squeezing like crazy, right? Squeezing inwards. If you are not with any kind of props, what you can do is press your heels down, press your inner feet down. With the slightest of bending of the knees, right, you can replicate this feeling that you're activating. If you lengthen out the legs, sometimes the quads just press back too much, and then you don't quite feel what I'm trying to get, which is with the slightest bending of the knees, you can really feel like the energy is squeezing inwards versus just your quads pressing back, right? Right? So think about the slightest bending of the knees and get the action of pressing inwards as well. And just take it back. I am pressing into my inner heels, inner toes, inner toe mounts, inner feet, right? All right, start to lengthen, come back up, remove your blocks or your props, keep your feet slightly separated, and start to make your way forward. All right, so as you draw forward, keeping a lengthy spine. So you can start with your knees bending. Be very methodical about coming forward and maintaining all that lengthiness, supporting your hands. Inhale, realign your spine. Exhale, with the best of your abilities, keep that lengthiness as you fold forward. When you're ready, bend the knees, lift your chest a little bit, crow pose. Land the hands forward, about a foot and a half from your toes. I'm a little bit close. Foot and a half from your toes. Either your middle fingers or your index fingers point straight forward. Bend the arms back, so you can clip your knees, back the arms, then gazes to the floor and just slightly forward. As you tip the way forward, when your elbows line up over your wrists, that's when your toes get light enough to lift. And when you're ready, walk or jump back, chaturanga, up dog, down dog. Inhale, right heel up. Step the right foot forward to the outside of the right hand, lizard. So if your hips are pretty flexible, your right toes point straight forward. If your hips are a little bit tight, you might want to turn the toes out slightly. And then the right thigh also turns out a little bit, about the same angle as your foot. Walk the hands forward about a foot or so. If you can manage it, forearms to the floor. You can keep your arms extended if you're not so flexible. If you have props, you can always use your forearms to a block or to your blankets, right? Some sort of elevation if you need it. So again, if your hips are pretty flexible, you want to challenge your flexibility, the right toes, right knee, straight forward. Lift the elbows back up, walk your hands back in, turn the right toes back forward. Inhale, raise your right leg up, open up the hips, bend the right knee. Extend the right foot back up, square off, step the right foot forward, crescent moon. Left knee comes down. If you need to take extra padding to your left knee, you can use your blankets, your towels, or even double folding your mat. Lunging forward for the broad stretch. Clapping the hands for Venus Mudra for the Dharma clap. Venus Mudra is with your index fingers pointing, the other fingers interlaced. And breaking, if you want to take a variation, you can wrap your hands back behind you, broaden the chest, or side bend to the right. So right arm to right leg, left arm overhead. You can also side bend to your left. All right, so let's take these three options first. All right, let's work together. All right, so you can choose this if this is what you want, or either side bends for now. Okay? All right, let's break. Hands either side of the right foot. Tuck the back toes. Shift back for a half split. So half split is with your hips over your left knee. Flexing the right foot. Re-lengthen and fold. Then step the right foot down to the floor at an angle. The right thigh also angles out the same as well. Left hand goes a little bit wider, maybe off the mat. Raise the right arm up and behind you for the half bind to twist. You have an option to stay there or bend your left knee, grab the inside of the foot, and kick back. Either stay there or the option of getting into a deep quad stretch. Square your torso. Draw the left heel in toward the seat as you fold forward. Wherever you are, start to break, hands inside the right foot. Turn the right toes forward again. Frame your right foot. Move your foot a little bit further forward. Flex your foot, and let's take that half split one more time. Now, let's work toward the full split. Now, either keep both hands supporting and just incrementally work your way into the split. And the way to do it is sliding the right foot forward a little bit, slide the left knee back. Slide the right foot forward, slide the left knee back. All right, just keep working in that direction. Now, if you can go deeper, work towards sitting down. If that is not for you, you can keep your hands supporting. If you have props, you have options. If you have just a blanket, use your blanket on your hamstring. Or if you have a block, to the hamstrings again, right? The hamstrings are pretty good. You can take it to the seat, right? That works. But I kind of feel like the hamstrings are quite supportive and it's easier to reach. Whereas the seat sometimes could be a little bit tricky. Because then you have to like find the right spot and then you have to have enough space to insert the block. Right? If you have the full split, work on the full split. Right, so in the yoga split, it is working to square forward. Whereas like a dancer split, you kind of go sideways, right? Right, so it's either stacking, which is like a dancer split, or squaring, which is the yoga split. So it's a very different sensation. And for a lot of dancers who are used to this kind of like more open split, the squaring might be a little bit difficult, right? I also hear from dancers a lot. In yoga, we try to keep the feet even, right? For dancers, that's very difficult, right? Especially ballet dancers. They turn their feet out a lot, right? So then to tell them to square their hips, to square their feet is quite difficult. So here's another spot where we ask them to square, and so dancers have a very difficult time with this one. All right, let's start to break. And of course, I'm generalizing, not all dancers, right? So many dancers I hear from, they say that it's a very difficult one for them. All right, to come out of the pose, press into your fingers, lift the feet, and be light on the front heel so you can drag the foot back a little bit and shift the hips back. You get to a certain point, now you can lunge forward again so that you can tuck the left toes under, lift the left knee, and step the right foot back. Now, why don't you step back, take a little bit of pedaling. Then, my favorite way of neutralizing this is take the heels together, toes apart, and then draw the feet toward the heels in an extended squatting pose. Right, so for me, there's a great way of neutralizing that pose, but if you like something else that works better for you, by all means, please go ahead and take it, right? And start to come back up and pedal out the legs. All right. step the right foot forward, low lunge. Left foot forward, standing forward bend. Feet together, knees together, come up for chair. So again, right, either using the blanket, using your blocks, or using two hands, right? Like this. I suppose if you want to squeeze like this, this works too, right? This is a little bit wider, but it's a little bit wobblier. Okay, so maybe this works a little bit better. It's a little bit more symmetrical, right? So you just have to make sure that when you do it this way, you don't round your spine, but instead, think about lifting your chest and bending at the knees. All right, so let the feet drop. Make sure your knees pretty much line up with your toes. You should be able to see the front of the toes as you reach the crown of the head and the arms forward. So this is your Utkatasana, chair pose. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lengthen out the legs, lift up and lean back just a little bit, and then come back to neutral. Take the hands to the hips once again. So using your blocks or your blankets, squeeze in. Draw the shoulders back, lift the chest up, holding here. If you're doing this without your hands and without any blocks, again, right, feet separated. The slightest bending of the knees, but the action of pressing into the inner heels, inner toe mounts, as if you were squeezing energetically in toward the center, right? So this way, you don't overwork your quads pressing back, but instead, you're working your quads pressing in, but you're not knocking the knees in together. It's an energetic feeling of pressing into toe mount, as if you were squeezing something together, and you're working quite strongly here. Right? I'm actually bending a little bit too much, just a little bit, right? Right, so my inner thighs, my quads are firing up at this point. All right, start to release, right? Simultaneously remove your blocks, keep a slight bending of the knees if you need, keep a length to your spine, and make your way forward. Once your hands touch down, then you can lengthen out the legs. Keep the neutral spine, hinge at the hips, and take it forward into a forward fold. So make it with a good amount of effort that you're trying to maintain a neutral spine. Bend the knees, walk the hands forward, second crow pose. If you have blocks, if you have books, right, something that's even and strong and sturdy, you can take crow pose, elevate it. Okay, so if you have blocks, I recommend only going up to this level. So you have your first level, you have your second level. You can go here, but I highly recommend only if you're very practiced in the other two lower levels, right? Because this is rather shaky, and it's difficult to climb this high up. So you got to be pretty skillful at where and how you bear your weight and the steadiness of coming this high into the crow pose, right? So, all right, one more breath. Whenever you're ready, walk back, jump back. Chaturanga, up dog, down dog. Inhale, left heel up. Step the left foot forward to outside of the left hand. So again, if you're pretty flexible in the hips, you want to challenge your flexibility. Keep your left toes pointing forward, left knee lines up over the heel, and then take it down. For those of you who need a little bit of help like I do, turn the left toes out a little bit. Left thigh also turns out about the same angle. Then walk your hands forward about a foot, and then lower your forearms. All right, and again, those of you who need a little bit of help on your arms, you can take your blocks, your books, your blanket, towels. All right, walk it back in. On the inhale, kick the right heel up, three-legged dog. Open up the hips, bend the left knee. Extend the left foot back up, step it forward, crescent moon. Right knee comes down, and again, take padding to your right knee if you need it. Otherwise, untuck the toes, lunge your hips forward, lift the heart center up, begin that back bend, and then Venus Mudra, up and back. Right, so we're going to take the variations together, right? But you do have the first set of options, either wrapping the hands back behind you, interlacing with the other thumb on top, or if you want to side bend to your left, you can also side bend to the right. So your choice. All right. Start to release your hands to the floor. Tuck back toes, half split, flexing your left foot, beginning to look for the lengthening of the back of the left leg. Line up the right hip over the right knee, and then squared necks with your hips. Inhale, lengthen, exhale, fold. So you're looking to maintain lengthiness of the back of this left leg for the hamstring stretch, calf stretch. Again, the best you can with a neutral spine. All right, begin to step the left foot back down, but also turn the left toes out, left thigh, turns outwardly. Then walk the right hand a little bit wider. So the triangle, which you're balancing on, is a little bit wider. Raise your left arm up and behind you for the half bind to twist. Continue to work there, or bend your right knee, grab the inside of the foot, and kick back. Twist a little bit deeper, broaden the front of the chest, and look back behind you. And then continue to work there, or for those of you looking for the deeper quad stretch, square up your torso. Draw the right heel in toward the seat, and then as you take that heel with you, take into a forward fold. Start to take it back up. Release your hands to the floor. Turn the left toes back forward. Frame the left foot. And walk your left foot forward just a few inches so that you can deepen that lunge forward once again. Let's take a few more breaths here. Now we're preparing for your full split. All right, let's make it back one more time. Flexing your right foot, shift it back. All right, so now we're thinking about moving the left heel forward a little bit and then moving your right knee back. So incrementally get wider and wider. You do have to make sure you stay light on this front heel. If you just press down strongly, it's too much tractioning into your mats, right? So you need to keep it light with the left heel. So slide the left foot forward, right knee back. Left foot forward, right knee back. Now, for those of you who are getting deep, I recommend that at some point you can get the heel off your mat. Because once you're off your mat, you just have a lot more mobility, right? Otherwise, or the ability to slide. Versus if you have your heel up against your mat, you're just going to keep tractioning. It's going to be a lot harder for you to get deeper, right? So if you can figure out the distance so that when you're getting close to coming all the way down, you're actually off the mat. That makes it easier for you. Now make sure also the right leg, reaching straight back behind you the best you can, and then looking the best you can also to square forward and level out the pelvis. Again, all of this depends on your flexibility, what you end up looking like, right? So the goal is to have levelness in your pelvis, squareness with your pelvis, feeling like you're not tipping to one side, but you're pretty, right, level here. Hanumanasana, full split. All right, begin to break. So pressing your hands strongly to the floor as you lift the seat. Again, be very light on the front heel so you can drag the left foot back. Lift, drag left foot back. Then step the left foot back down again, lunging forward. Tuck the back toes, lift the back knee, support with your hands. Step the left foot back, and then take some movement first, and then eventually you're looking to take the heels together, toes apart, and draw the feet toward the heels to come into your extended Malasana. Begin to make your way back to the down dog. And when you're ready, bend the knees, walk or jump your feet over between your hands. I don't like that one. Let me do that again. Together, knees together, chair. I have to give you a decent one, right? So that you can see what a proper jump is, right? That first one was a failure, right? So stepping on the left foot. Pick up the right, tree pose. Sole the right foot to inner left leg. Now try to go above the knee joint if you can, right? But if your hips are tight and it's throwing off your balance, go below the knee. That's going to be easier. What you do not want is to press the heel directly into the knee. That's possibly going to misalign your knee, right? So that's no good. So go above the knee if you can. Hands together in prayer, arms up and out and extend. Gaze to a fixed point to the floor if you'd like. If your balance is a little bit better, it could be forward. If you want to challenge your balance, you can look up. And for those of you who are very ambitious today, maybe have your eyes closed. Immediately, I lost my balance. It is difficult. Do try it. It's very interesting, right? So focus first. And then once you feel pretty steady, just close your eyes and imagine a point that you were just staring at to focus for your balance. Right? So this is a great way to illustrate for you how eyesight is very important for balance. So that's the point of concentration with drishti, right? So any pose that you're taking that requires any kind of balance, actually, any kind of pose really should have a point of concentration, a drishti, right? So the drishti, right? So every pose should have one. But we mainly just concentrate on balancing poses because that's when we use it most obviously, right? All right, take the arms up, draw the right knee forward, step the right foot down, chair, exhale, dive forward. Take 3 deep breaths here. Again, maybe sway out your head a little bit, sway out your hips a little bit, maybe even bend and extend the legs. All right, let's break. Bend the knees. Rise up, chair. Stepping on the right foot, pick up the left knee. Above or below the knee joint. Arms up and out in a wide position. Once you're steady, keep the gaze looking down, look forward, or look up. Right? You also have the opportunity, if you want to play again, to see if maybe this right leg's a little bit stronger to take the balance without looking. All righty, let's break. Arms up, left knee forward, step the left foot down, chair, exhale, dive forward. Again, let's take a few breaths here. Right, shake it out a little bit if you'd like. Nod your head yes. Shake your head no. All right. When you're ready to make your way back, you can simply walk it back, or you can jump it back for Chaturanga Dog Down Dog. All right, pigeon. Raise your left leg up, left knee in towards the nose, line that shin to the floor. Let that left knee, left thigh angle out to the side, 30 to 45 degrees. You're balancing on top of the left shin, into right knee further back. Elongate through the spine, make sure you're nice and level, and then make your way forward. You can bring your forearms, make pillows with the hands, and rest your forehead. Take the next bunch of breaths to first settle into your pigeon. So you're looking for evenness with your pelvis. And so there could be a lot of intensity into the stretch of the left knee, quads, but what you're really looking for is the openness of the hips, but levelness, right? All right. For those of you taking variations, go ahead. For those of you who want to stay in just simple basic pigeon, stay in this passive pigeon. Right? There's a lot of stuff happening here already, especially if your hips are tight. Right? Those of you working with variations, go ahead and take. Right? Anything you want. For those of you who want something else different tonight and you want to follow what I'm doing, then you can swing the right leg forward. Take the left leg forward as well. Hike your right knee way over your shoulder as you can. Hands to floor wider than your hip. Activate leg, lift, and hold. Right, and then whenever you're ready, making your way back. Take about 3 more breaths here. Right, so options could be your mermaids, your side bends, right? If you like other things, you can do inversions of choice, right? So those of you who know my practice, we were playing around earlier, actually end of last week, we did a roundabout one like a crow into twisted crow, right? If that sounds somewhat interesting for you, I think we did that on Thursday of last week for the intermediate advanced class. So look into that. All right, let's make your way back. Walk your hands back in, tuck the back toes, and press it back to your down dog. Walk it out side to side. All right, second side, raise your right leg up, draw the right knee in. Land the shin to the floor, right? And then inch your left knee back. Elongate through the spine, level out the pelvis. And then once you're nice and balanced, make your way forward. Right, so again, those of you taking additional variations, go ahead. Those of you staying in your pigeon, right, feel for the sensation of what the right glutes feel like, the outside of the right hip as you find the extension of the quads, the shins, and then the stretch into your right knee. Then as you point the toes back, right toes, stretch to the top of the right ankles, right? So all of those are involved, even though so often when we talk about pigeon, we only talk about the hip opening, right? There's a lot of quad stretch happening here too, and knee stretch. All right, for those of you who took the other option with me, right? So if you took the mermaids and those other stretches, by all means, go ahead and take it. Those of you sitting up, You're taking your left knee as high up as you can, right? It will end up being on the upper arms, right? But if you can take it over the shoulder and keep in the shoulder, even better. Right? So your hands are wider than your hips. Right leg is extended. So this left tricep is actually holding onto your left leg. You need to squeeze in. When you lift, you want to lean forward with your torso and the tail slightly back, so that counterbalance with the strength of your arms lifts that leg. Five, four, three, two, one. And if you held that for a little bit longer, on the first side, by all means, right, take a few more breaths, but whenever you're ready, work your way back. Give 2 more breaths. Alrighty, when you're ready, ground your palms, tuck the left toes under, and press right up into your down dog. Again, take lots of movement, side to side. All right, when you're ready, walk or jump through to a seated position. All right, seated spinal twist. Left leg stays extended, right foot over. So this is the half variation. This is particularly helpful for those of you with tight hips, because if you're taking the full pose, which is drawing the bottom leg in first, your left leg, and the right leg over. If your hips are tight, your right feet will be coming off the floor. You're going to feel like you're tilting to one side. You're going to lose all the alignment of your spine and your hips, right? So if this is too tight, then it's not productive for you to take a twist here. You should take the left leg extended forward instead. This way, you can ground evenly to your seat and connecting to a vertical lengthy spine. Right hand behind you, left arm up, and twist to the right. All right, so again, you're looking as best you can. Vertical spine as you rotate. Now, if your left arm hooking to the right leg forces you to round your upper back and shrug your shoulders, right? Because maybe your shoulders are tight. Maybe you don't have the extension of this rotation to get the arm to the top of the leg. So rather than rounding just to hook the arm to the leg, why not just take the arm in a different position so that you can lengthen and twist? If even this is difficult, you can use your hand. Right? So there are different degrees in which you can deepen this pose. Inhale back to center, counter twist to your left. Back to center, switch legs. So if you did the extended leg on the first side, you're repeating here on the second side. If you took the full pose, repeat here. Left hand behind you, right arm up, and twist. So here again, I am taking the full pose on this side. Same rule applies. If your legs drawn in forces you to round, right? So you have an option. If, let's say, the hips and the legs are okay, but that's forcing you to round your upper back, perhaps take your arm, lengthen and twist. Take your hand, lengthen and twist. Right? That's perfectly fine. Inhale back to center. Exhale, counter twist to the right. Take the center again. Extend both legs forward. Take the hands to either side. That's just slide the hands out. That's helping you to carry some of the weight of your torso so you can safely lower down. Keep the left arm out to the side. Draw the left knee in and twist to the right. So in your reclined twisting, you're rolling to the outer right leg, outer right hip. But also try to keep your left arm, left shoulder blade flat to the floor as you twist. Take it back to center. Switch legs. Switch arms. Twist to your left. Right, try to anchor your right shoulder blade, right arm flat to the floor. Take it back to center. Hug both knees in. And then step to the floor. Slide the legs forward. Let the toes gently turn out. Palms face up, arms alongside. And let it all go. Begin to draw the breath back in, moving the fingers and the toes. Reach the arms overhead, stretching opposite direction. And when you're ready, roll over to the right side and come up to a comfortable cross-legged position. Inhale for Om. Hands together in prayer, bowing forward, sealing in practice. Come up. Namaste, everybody. Thank you so much for your sharing your practice with me today. I appreciate your time. Please visit my website, simhayoga.com, for the full streaming schedule, as well as my payment information for Venmo and PayPal. Venmo is my preferred way of payment, and my handle is Simha Yoga Lab. And the 4-digit ID code for verification is 8096 if you're prompted for it. Classes are $10. And if you're having a difficult time right now, $5 is fine. Please do the best you can, and kindly share my info with fellow yogis and friends that are looking for a class. I really appreciate any word of mouth that you can let your friends know about these classes. They're really great. Thank you again for your time. Be well. I will see you soon.